Bet you didn't know that the world's most expensive pizza costs a whopping $12,000? Yes, food can be surprising, and today we're peeling layers off the unknown, one bite at a time. From the strange to the sublime, the simple to the sophisticated, we're going to explore the culinary universe in all its delicious diversity. Prepare to have your taste buds tantalized and your mind blown with facts and techniques that will change the way you look at food. Fasten your seatbelts, foodies, because we're about to embark on a culinary adventure like no other. Ever heard of a fruit that smells so bad it's banned on public transport in some countries? Yep, that's the notorious durian from Southeast Asia. Our food journey starts in Southeast Asia, where we find the durian, a fruit so pungent that it's actually outlawed on public transportation in places like Singapore. Despite its strong smell, which some compare to rotten onions, it's known as the king of fruits for its unique taste. Love it or hate it, the durian is a sensory experience you won't forget. Next, we jet off to Italy, the birthplace of pizza. But did you know there's a pizza that costs $12,000? Renato Viola, an Italian master pizza chef, serves up the Louis XIII in your home. This pizza is topped with lobster from Norway, 3 types of caviar, and even sprinkled with gold flakes. Talk about a slice of luxury. But let's balance out that opulence with a bit of simplicity. In Japan, a traditional breakfast might include natto, made from fermented soybeans. It's incredibly nutritious, but its slimy texture and strong smell can be challenging for the uninitiated. Yet, once you get past that, it's a superfood that's lauded for its health benefits. Now let's head to Mexico, where you can find a salsa that's not for the faint-hearted. The salsa de chiltepin is made from the chiltepin pepper, which has a Scoville rating of over 100,000. That's up to 40 times hotter than a jalapeno. This fiery sauce adds a kick to any dish, but beware, it's not for those with a delicate palate. Finally, we land in France, where snails or escargot are a classic delicacy. These are typically cooked with garlic, butter, and parsley and served in their shells. While it might seem strange to some, escargot is a beloved dish in French cuisine, known for its tender texture and rich, buttery flavor. From pungent fruits to pricey pizzas, the world of food is full of surprises. So whether you're an adventurous eater or a curious foodie, there's a world of flavors waiting for you to explore. Stay tuned as we continue our culinary journey in the next scenes. Ever cooked your dinner in a dishwasher? Sounds crazy, but it's a real thing. Welcome to the wild world of unconventional cooking techniques, where culinary creativity knows no bounds. Brace yourself for a delicious journey that will change the way you think about your kitchen appliances and tools. First stop, the dishwasher. Yes, you heard that right. You might not typically associate this household appliance with cooking, but it's time to think again. Picture this, a perfectly poached salmon, tender and flavorful, cooked in your dishwasher. The heat and steamy environment inside the machine make it an ideal setting for poaching, and all you need is a tightly sealed container. Who knew your dishwasher could double as a chef? Next, we're grabbing a blowtorch, but don't worry, we're not doing any welding. We're making crème brûlée. This French dessert is known for its creamy custard base and hard caramel top, and that's where the blowtorch comes in. By directing the flame onto the sugar, it melts and forms a hard, sweet shell that's just begging to be cracked with a spoon. Now let's take a detour to Japan, where they've come up with a brilliant method to grill fish. It's called robotaiyaki, or fireside cooking, where food is slow grilled over hot charcoal. The result? A smoky flavor that's absolutely irresistible. And finally, we're off to the icy lands of Scandinavia, where they've mastered the art of cooking under the ground. That's right, Scandinavian folks cook their food, particularly meat, in a pit dug into the ground. The heat from the hot rocks and earth slow cooks the food, infusing it with a unique, earthy flavor. From using your dishwasher to cook dinner to setting your dessert on fire, these techniques turn cooking into an adventure. They might seem a bit out there, but they're a testament to the creativity and diversity of culinary practices around the world. Who knew cooking could be so adventurous? Did you know that raw, organic honey never spoils? Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. Now, isn't that something? But why is that so? Well, it all comes down to the science of food preservation. Honey, you see, is a sugar. Sugars are hygroscopic, which means they contain very little water in their natural state. But what's more fascinating is that bees, those industrious little creatures, add an enzyme to the honey that creates hydrogen peroxide, a well-known disinfectant. So, in a way, honey is self-preserving. On a different note, have you ever wondered why onions make us cry? It's not because they're mean, I promise. It's actually due to a chemical reaction that takes place when we cut into an onion. The cells of the onion rupture, releasing enzymes that produce a gas called propanethiol S oxide. This gas interacts with the water in our eyes to form sulfuric acid. Yes, sulfuric acid. And that's what makes our eyes water. Now let's talk about spicy foods. Why do they feel hot? The answer lies in a compound called capsaicin, found in chili peppers. When you eat something spicy, the capsaicin triggers the heat-sensing receptors in your mouth and throat. These receptors send a message to your brain that you've consumed something hot, even though the temperature of the food hasn't changed. It's a kind of harmless trick on your senses. And what about that tingling sensation you get when eating mint? That's thanks to a compound called menthol, which triggers the cold-sensing receptors in much the same way capsaicin triggers the heat-sensing ones. Isn't it amazing how our bodies react to different foods? So, there you have it. The next time you're drizzling honey on your toast, chopping onions for dinner, or daring to eat that extra spicy taco, remember the fascinating science at play. Science and food, a delicious combination, isn't it? Think carrots improve your night vision? Well, that's a World War II myth. Indeed, the carrot's reputation as a night vision booster is actually a piece of clever misinformation propagated by the British during the war. They wanted to keep their new radar technology a secret, so they spread the word that their pilot's superior vision was due to a carrot-rich diet. In reality, while carrots are rich in vitamin A, which is good for overall eye health, they won't turn you into a nocturnal superhero. Next up, let's talk about the infamous 5-second rule. You drop a piece of food on the floor, but if you pick it up within 5 seconds, it's still good to eat, right? Wrong. Bacteria can contaminate food much faster than that. So, unless you're keen on a side of germs with your snack, it's best to chuck that fallen morsel in the bin. And what about the belief that microwaving your food zaps away all its nutrients? Well, this one is a bit tricky. It's true that cooking can cause some nutrient loss, particularly for heat-sensitive nutrients like vitamin C. However, that's true for all cooking methods, not just microwaving. In fact, since microwaving often uses less heat and shorter cooking times, it can actually preserve more nutrients than other methods like boiling or baking. Ever heard that brown eggs are healthier than white ones? This is another myth. The color of an eggshell is determined by the breed of the hen that laid it, and has nothing to do with nutrition. Both brown and white eggs have the same nutritional value. Lastly, let's tackle the myth that all raw foods are healthier than their cooked counterparts. While it's true that some nutrients can be lost during cooking, other nutrients actually become more available for our bodies to use. For example, cooking tomatoes releases more of the antioxidant lycopene. Busted those myths like a pro, didn't we? So the next time you hear these food myths, you'll know the delicious truth. From $12,000 pizzas to dishwasher-cooked dinners, we've sure covered a lot of culinary ground today. We've traveled the globe, sampling facts and flavors from various cuisines. We've ventured into the realm of mind-blowing cooking techniques, proving that a kitchen is indeed a playground for creativity. We've even delved into the fascinating science behind food, unraveling the mysteries of why certain combinations taste so divine. We've busted some common food myths along the way, demonstrating that sometimes the truth is even more delicious than fiction. We've learned that food is not just about sustenance. It's about culture, science, art, and most importantly, fun. It's about the joy of discovery, the thrill of experimentation, and the satisfaction of creating something truly scrumptious. So, whether you're a seasoned chef or a curious foodie, we hope you've enjoyed this culinary journey as much as we have. Remember, the world of food is vast and varied, and there's always something new to learn, to taste, and to savor. But our food adventure doesn't end here. Oh no, we're just getting started. Next time, we'll dive into the world of gastronomy, exploring the fusion of flavors, the art of presentation, and the science of taste. So gear up for another deliciously informative ride. Until then, keep exploring, keep eating, and keep having fun with your food.